Hi, welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. I'm your host, Brian Koval. Before we get started, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. If you want to see me play your favorite deck or your spicy brew on the channel, I take donation deck lists. I'll do a deck tech, play a full Magic Online League, and help tune your list. If that sounds good, check out my contact info. It's in the video description below. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. Once again, today I have a very exciting donation deck from subscriber Tony. And Tony has finally pulled the trigger on getting me to play Manaless Dredge. So this deck is generally used as a punchline. Not that the deck is bad, but like I would say over the course of every Grand Prix, someone is gonna say like, "Oh, at least I know you're not Manaless Dredge," when you win the die roll, because Manaless Dredge always takes the draw. The reason is because they can't do anything except go to discard. Like, if you look, there is not a single way to do anything in this deck unless you get a card in your graveyard first. So what you do is you always take the draw. You never mulligan. You draw, so you have 8 cards in hand, and then you discard to hand size. And you discard something like Phantasmagorian, which you can discard 3 cards to return this from your graveyard to your hand. So Phantasmagorian is the dream. That can get your hand empty, and then you can go off with like Street Wraith and Dredge draw steps. But other times you just have to discard a Grave Troll and start dredging. Slow dredge, FT dubs. So the way that this deck functions is that it just hopes that the opponent who built their deck to interact on the stack and with the board has no way to interact with you. And the deck absolutely cannot beat any sort of hate in the main deck. Like if you're playing against a opponent who just has like Rest in Peace or Leyline of the Void in the main deck for some reason, or like Maverick that can get a Green Sun Zenith for Scavenging Ooze before you're set up, you're just dead. But if you get paired against something like Miracles, where they probably really can't interact with you, then you could grind them out and win the game. So the way the deck wins the game is there's the normal Bridge from Below, Cabal Therapy, Narcomoeba, Nether Shadow, Prized Amalgam package. Like you can get zombies into play and beat down while disrupting them with Cabal Therapy. There's also an Oops All Spells kind of win condition with Balustrade Spy. So there are no lands in the deck. So if you're able to Dread Return a Balustrade Spy, then you mill your whole deck. Then you can use Cabal Therapies and Narcomoebas to clear the way, and then Dread Return Thassa's Oracle and win the game on the spot. So there is a combo element to this deck, and that's what we're going for first. But once again, like I said, you're going to keep every 7, and you're going to draw a card one time over the course of the game, then you're just dredging. So this is a very weird deck. We might have some very exciting games, we might have some very unexciting games. But let me tell you one thing about this deck that is pretty exciting, and that's this price tag. This deck costs $131 to build in real life. That's less than a standard deck. Like you can play Legacy for $131. Like that is actually pretty exciting. Tony loves this deck. Tony said that he has the deck in real life, foiled out, triple sleeved. Like, he's very serious about Manaless Dredge. Gave me a nice little primer, helped me answer some questions I had about sideboarding and that kind of thing, because this is totally out of my wheelhouse. But let's go see if we can do this, and let's hope we lose every die roll. Okay, so we lost the die roll. They put us on the draw, and I will keep this hand. This hand is actually great because it has Street Wraith in it, which lets you supercharge. Generally... Uh-oh. Let's hope they don't Thoughtseize me. Oh, we're definitely getting Thoughtseized. So I guess I probably cycle Street Wraith in response, because that's an easy take. And everything else has graveyard abilities. Okay, so they have to take a card with a graveyard ability now. They don't have to take a Dredger. But Thoughtseize is functionally Time Walk against this deck, because my plan is to draw a card and then go to discard. And if I can't discard the card I want, then I just have to spend the whole turn doing that again. So I think that Nether Shadow is probably the take. Okay, Bridge from Below, interesting. I guess if they have any way to interact with my graveyard, that makes sense. Now we just pass the turn again because that's how Thoughtseize works. If they're a Smallpox deck, they're going to be disappointed though. And Hymn to Tarak is a huge liability. So it does have to be like targeted discard like Thoughtseize. Alright, Vampire Hexmage can blow up. Bridge from Below. Yeah, we can definitely lose this game. The depth decks are just like hilariously good against graveyard decks anyway, because they play 4 Crop Rotation and Bojuka Bog in the main. Plus they can just clock faster. Alright, yeah, so they're just making Merit Lage right now, and there's nothing I can do about that. Alright, so we got paired against one of the worst possible matchups right away. I guess I'm not dead yet. I can dredge Narcomoeba, which can chump, and we can keep this party going a little longer. So let's see if I can string together some Narcomoebas and stuff. No Narcomoebas, therefore I am dead. Alright, so queued up against one of the worst matchups that won game 1, so bad news all around there. So Chancellor of the Annex can come in against decks with discard. And Ashen Rider actually can remove Merit Lage, but not in a way that I think is particularly important. I think that we're going to get dumpstered here. So I think the Serum Powders probably go, unless I need Serum Powder to go fast in this matchup. And maybe Once Upon a Time and one of the powders can go. Alright, so these are just like flying creatures that can come back into play. And Chancellor revealing that to stop that turn 1 Thoughtseize could have been the difference in that game. Would you like to play first? No. Gotta get used to that. Alright, so I'm gonna powder, because this hand doesn't explode. Phantasmagorian? Hell yeah. Keep this. So I have Phantasmagorian and Straight Right. This is the kind of hand that can go off quickly, but playing against the deck with 5 main deck Bojuka Bogs and a turn 3 clock is not ideal. Duress. Okay, so Duress can actually only take Cabal Therapy here, though that is still good for a Time Walk. Ouch. And though now they've seen my hand, if I get to discard this Phantasmagorian, things will be pretty interesting. Alright, so draw. Ooh, backup Phantasmagorian. I can get so phantasmagorific. Alright, so gotta figure out how to dance around Bojuka Bog and if I care. So they're sitting on stage. So if they crop rotation, I lose. But I guess I do have to Phantasmagor if I want to do anything. So I'm gonna discard Troll, Spy, and another Phantasmagorian. Or Troll Thug Phantasmagorian. Troll and Phantasmagorian are easy choices. It's just, do I want to hang the Balustrade Spy in there? Because that's how I'm going to win if I'm able to combo off. Right, maybe I'll just discard Thug as another Dredger. So let's see what they want to do here. Dredge Troll. What do we got? We hit another Spy. There's Therapy. I guess I just have to kind of go for it here. So Phantasmagorian, activate, discarding Troll, Phantasmagorian, and Stinkweed Imp. Then cycle Street Wraith, Dredging Troll. There are no no Narcomoebas to be found, and we're literally just dead on board. So, okay. Whoops. Rough start. A 6-minute O2 game first match. But like I said, targeted discard, fast clock, faster combo deck, and one that is generally favored against graveyard decks. Rough pairing. Let's play some blue decks. Curses, we won the die roll. So no, I will not play first. So I guess the question is Once Upon a Time better than, like, Once Upon a Time for a dredger? Is that better than Serum Powder looking for dredgers? But they should already know exactly what I'm doing because I chose the draw. I think I powder this, though Phantasmagorian's really good. No, I am going to powder. All right, that's a keep. There's also like a small chance that your Moto opponent just doesn't notice that you chose the draw and they skip their first turn for free. I've certainly done it by accident, but if I'm pitching for Serum Powder, it should be pretty clear what's going on. If it wasn't already. But this is a keep, and I'm going to discard Grave Troll, and I'm going to have Street Wraith at the ready to have a big turn 2. This deck used to play Gitaxian Probe, so it could have 2 of those, but obviously that card's not legal anymore. Oh good, we're playing against another lands deck. This deck's going to have Crop Rotation and Bojuka Bog in it also. Can't wait. What happened to real life where this is $500? This won't happen very often in real life. But is what it is. Maybe we'll just beat them anyway. If they're not actual depths, which they're not because that deck doesn't play Mazabith, this is probably some like 4-color loam or whatever. Dark Confidant, okay. Chalice on 0. I don't think that does anything. My 0-cost cards actually cost like 2 and 4. So, no, that doesn't matter. Here's where they flip Bojuka Bog. And just show it to me. Flip Mox Diamond. Play into your own Chalice, please. The good news is the Street Wraith gives me more agency than I really have any right to have with a deck like this. I've been pretty good at drawing Street Wraith, but how to cash in on it remains a mystery to me. Like, obviously it's really good for playing around Surgical Extraction. It doesn't help you play against Bojuka Bog. Uro. Okay, Uro nukes bridges, so glad this happened before I had any of them. That is a very fast Uro. And they're still holding up Crop Rotation. Alright, what do we hit? I see a Phantasmagorian, Cabal Therapy, Stinkweed Imp, Icarid. Okay, so I'm just going to go to discard and discard Grave Troll. And then next turn I can Icarid, Therapy, see what's going on, and then see if it's time to pop off on Street Wraith. There's 2 therapies there, no bridge. Icarid's pretty good. Yeah, so I want to go to discard now, dump the troll, then in my next upkeep, I think I'll activate Phantasmagorian in response to Icarid's trigger. And then that'll put Prized Amalgam in the graveyard. Another Chalice. So they can play that one on 1, which fucks up my therapies. And I'm not really sure how a row lines up against an active Bridge from Below. I have not seen those two things fight, but I imagine non-favorably, especially in a deck full of lands. But they're 2 cards away from escaping Uro. Guess I should probably just put this in my battlefield area because it's all that really matters here. Okay, so there's Knight of the Reliquary. That card can definitely get Bojuka Bog and ruin my life next turn. Alright, so if I Phantasmagorian in the end step, I can actually Icarid twice. Instead of waiting for the upkeep, because that's when Icarid triggers. So Icarid, Prized Amalgam, and Golgari Grave Troll to the bin. I wonder if I'm supposed to hold priority and discard more things, but I don't think that matters here. I can't actually function with my graveyard where it is. So these Icarids can eat Stinkweed Imp, but I want to cycle Street Wraith first, because that's a really easy one to eat. If they have the crop rotation, I'm gonna just be massively exposed to it here. But I do have to try to execute my plan. Like, I can't play a control deck. I literally can't do anything. Anything that doesn't happen now isn't going to happen. Like, they have Knight sitting in play. There's nothing to play around here. Alright, so Dredge Grave Troll. Alright, hit another Phantasmagorian and another Prized Amalgam. So I think it's just time to start resolving Icarid triggers. If these resolve, then I'm good for the turn. If they're gonna bog, they should do it now. Okay. Exile Street Wraith. Get you back. Trigger my amalgams. Exile Stinkweed Imp for this one. Or Nether Shadow. 3 or more. Alright, just 1 short on Nether Shadow. Too bad. Yeah, I'll exile actually Thug is worse than Imp, so I'll exile Thug. So that did just make Nether Shadow farther from going off, but I'm about to dredge again. Alright, managing Nether Shadow is going to be interesting. So draw and dredge Grave Troll. I do have a Dread Return. Did I hit a bridge? Wow, I have not hit a bridge in any of these. So I can... Attacking doesn't even do anything. Wall Therapy doesn't do anything. Attacking does 3 damage to them. Like, they can just chump one of them, or eat one of them with Knight. And I'm not going to be able to go off with Dread Return until next turn, which is when Knight will be active. So that sucks. I guess I will just attack with my creatures. Because they're going to die for no reason anyway. Like, no profit. They're going to die at the end of the turn. I might as well attack for 3. And I can Cabal Therapy them with the one that they don't block. Yeah, I went through 33 cards in my deck without finding a Bridge from Below. So, I mean, you live and die by the dredge, I guess. Wall Therapy. So I can name the card I know they have, or I can try to preempt crop rotation, though I think they would have rotated if they have it. I guess I'll just name Chalice. Chalice of the Void. Wow, got 2 of them. Great, that just fuels Uro. And they could fuel Uro anyway with Knight. But I do get these amalgams back. That's not nothing. Though it's pretty close. Liliana of the Veil. So if there's a Bojuka Bog in their deck, I'm probably going to lose here. And it would be weird to play a deck like this without Bojuka Bog in it. What's the point of Knight of the Reliquary if you're not going to have a deck full of bullet lands? Well, this Liliana could basically never plus, though, but I don't think she's going to have to. Didn't I specifically ask for blue decks? And here they are, playing Liliana of the Veil. And Chalice of the Void, shit like that. They can't cast this Mox Diamond because of their own Chalice, so they did a good job locking themselves out of the game with Chalice of the Void, but I just couldn't do anything on the turn where it mattered that I do something. Alright, Knight's active. It's a 2-2 now because of Uro, but that doesn't matter. I gotta be honest, the lack of agency in your decision making in this deck is an extreme turnoff to me. Okay, so I don't think there's any reason to Phantasmagorian or anything. Like, that's the only thing I can do, and there's no reason to do it, so that's out of here. And now I'm going to have to draw up to 7 cards in hand, and then draw up to 8 cards in hand, and then discard. Like, I got time walked twice just by my own deck here. Yeah, this is really, really bad. But like I said, they can't really play that Liliana. The Bog's been used. Now we're just racing Uro, I guess. Which it can't be done. This card is unraceable. Alright, so they minus and kill one of my amalgams. They attack for a lot. I'm trying to pace this out. Like, what can I even do? I guess I should chump early and often with amalgam. Just like absorb this damage while I can. They're getting in with everything. So I take 5 here. Oh, yeah, I'm just dead. So I take 5, I go to 7, and then they have way more than that to attack with, and there's nothing I can do for a turn. Okay. Destroyed. So Fairy Macabre is graveyard hate, but I don't think I need to hate their graveyard. Do I think that they're gonna have like Leyline of the Void and Grafdigger's Cage, or do I think they're gonna have Scavenging Ooze? There's not a whole lot of room to sideboard in the deck anyway. So my Serum Powders are gonna go, and then I think I want the Force of Vigors. Just feel like that's gonna be more likely, or at least less beatable. Yeah, if they have turn 0 Leyline, I definitely just can't beat that without a Force. I'm not sure if I can beat that with a Force, because that costs 2 cards, which is double Time Walk, and then they get to do whatever they want while I'm in Time Walk mode. Oh, this deck is a trip. This takes some serious rejiggering your brain to try to adjust your expectations to playing a deck like this. I hope that we get at least one matchup that doesn't have main deck Bajuka Bog, and we just get to do the slow dredge, inevitable, like, cards rotting in their hand, virtual card advantage thing. But it has not happened yet, and we have to take the draw again. And then if we win game 2, we get to see what level our opponent's on, because if they take the draw, they get an extra card for free. Like, so if you're ever playing against Manaless Dredge, you should take the draw, because they can't do anything on the play, and you get the draw step of being on the draw, and then it's like they're on the draw because they can't take any action till turn 2 anyway. So we'll see what level all our various opponents are on throughout the course of this league. Well, so... Oh, did I? Oh my god, I just fucking clicked that I wanted to play first. It's such a reflex. I was like specifically just talking about that, and then clicked that I wanted to play first. I'm such a jackass. Oh my god. Sorry, Tony. That is so hard. That is such a muscle memory that is like... You don't even... I literally didn't even think about it. My hand was just already doing it. So I gave them the draw for no reason. They're going to get an extra card for no reason. I have to sit here for a whole turn for no reason. I was like already thinking about this hand, like, there's no Dredger here. I don't have a green card for Force of Vigor. Is this a keep? Can this deck even mulligan at all? And it's just like, oh my god. And now they're on 4 cards, but I gave them an extra card for no reason. I'm so salty. I'm going to remove my hand from the mouse at the beginning of every game from now on. I am just not even going to touch anything until I give my brain a chance to adjust to what it should be doing. Dredger. Shit. I guess I should... Do I Wraith here, or do I just discard Icarid? I just feel like Wraith gains so much more ability to play around Graveyard Hate. Like, it plays around Surgical and stuff the way nothing else does. I'm not going to cycle Wraith in response to that to get it. Okay, there we go. So now if they have like Surgical on my Grave Troll, like, what did they keep this white mana colorless like Dead Wasteland hand for? They obviously have some sort of hate, and let's just find out what it is. I hope it's Surgical and nothing else. I don't think I'm ready to commit this Wraith yet, because they obviously have some sort of hate, and I would like to play around it somehow. Yes, please come into play. How'd we do? Icarid, Balustrade Spy, Nether Shadow. Okay. So we're actually pretty close to making a move here. The beginning of your upkeep. Okay, so I'll have to cycle Street Wraith in the end step if I want Nether Shadow to trigger. Oh, there's Bajuka Bog. What does that do? Like, obviously it sucks. So I could cycle Street Wraith in response just to get my Grave Troll back in my hand, because it is my only Dredger. I think I like kind of have to do that. This hand is going nowhere fast if I don't. Ooh, 2 Narcomoebas off the flip. That could have been worse. Alright, the race is on. Now let's hope their hand is non-functional from here. Like, you can't beat 3 1/1 flyers. This is basically Pauper Fairies at this point. Yeah, so their hand just had natural Bajuka Bog in it. That's why they kept it. Do I get discard Grave Troll or Bridge from Below here? Like, Bridge is easier to destroy. Yeah, I guess I just keep discarding Grave Troll. That's obviously the easy choice. It's just I'm trying to figure out, like, if they remove my Narcomoebas, how's it going to happen? All right, there's Leyline. So I guess I have to, I'm just on Slow Dredge now. Yeah, because my hand's not going to get back up to 7 cards again. Oh, can I win right now? Do I have a Balustrade Spy? No. I can Dread Return, though. And I have Phantasmagorian, so I'm going to attack for 3. I'm pretty sure this is the turn I go for it. Like, whatever it is. So I'm going to hold priority with Phantasmagorian and discard my whole hand, and then I'm going to Dread Return something. Okay, so let's hope they don't have anything else. So Dread Return. What's the best card to Dread Return? It's probably Grave Troll. Yeah, so I'm going to Dread Return targeting Grave Troll. Sack these 3. I get 6 zombies. And then some big boys. Unless they have Ravenous Trap, then I lose. Alright, and we're all in. But they are dead on board. Got a 10/10 Grave Troll. That's a lot bigger than Street Wraith, even though Wraith is unblockable. Alright, don't have Tabernacle. Let's go. It would be really nice to get away with the game that I accidentally chose to play. Yeah! Alright, unpunished. So we've seen Leyline of the Void, and we already knew about Bajuka Bog, so I'm vindicated on my Force of Vigor here. So I think I might want all 4, and Once Upon a Time gets a little worse. Like, I asked Tony what sideboarding looks like, and he basically said that Serum Powder, Once Upon a Time, and your recursive creatures, like Nether Shadow and Prized Amalgam, are the cards that can get boarded out the most because everything else is integral to the package. And this is totally a matchup where the grindy returning creatures could matter, like we saw in that game. So I'm going to cut a Once Upon a Time, and the Serum Vision's already out, and now I have all 4 Force of Vigor. My opponent's in charge of who plays first this game. Let's see if they fuck up the way I did, or if they actually do it right. They chose to play first. I tricked them. Okay, I'm going to keep my hand. I have Phantasmagorian and some other shit. Dredgers, keep. Yikes. Hard mode activated. Like, I don't think you can mulligan for Force of Vigor. I just have to draw one now. The good news is I'm not just dead, because I did bring in 4 of those, but I am drawing to a 4-outer now. I've been on the other side of this so many times that I know how good this feels, and being on the other side feels real bad. Amalgam. So I think that the discard is Nether Shadow. Or it's probably Balustrade Spy, because Spy doesn't matter unless I'm going off. And Shadow can actually like grind a medium slow game. Alright. Spy's gone. Oh no. They have Gaddock Teague. So I can't Dread Return. Or Force of Vigor. Oh, I can't do anything. I'm literally just dead. Wow, that's a hard lock. That was a pretty good hand. So you can't Force a Vigor. I didn't bring in Contagion, but you can't even cast that. Literally just dead to that. Wow. Okay. Round 3. Here we go. All right. I fought the urge to say I want to play first. No, I do not. And I'll keep my hand. And hope they don't realize that I chose to play last. Yeah, like, That's so muscle memory that I generally just choose that I'm going to play first before I even start recording, because like that's not a decision point that matters, but I have to remember to both not click the button and then also uh, talk about it in this recording, which I don't normally do. Okay, a blue deck. Time to find out if they're show and tell or if they're a normal blue deck. Like, please just be like, I don't know, Bant, Hull Breacher or something. Some garbage. Alright, so I'm going to discard my Thug because that's my Dredger. I have the Wraith. The Ponder did not shuffle. Another one. And another one of those. Alright, Bridge, Amalgam, Dread Return. Not bad. And an Imp. There's 2 Narcomoebas in my hand, which does affect some amount of math. I think I might end step this next dredge with the Street Wraith, because now that I have Amalgam and Bridge, I am motivated to get cards into my graveyard to pay them off. Though they could Uro right now and destroy Bridge. That sucks. Right, Preordain. So they're either some sort of Delver deck that's deep on cantrips, which is less common these days because of Dreadhorde Arcanist being banned. Dredge Imp. Alright, Icarid. Let's get to work here. Icarid is... There's not a Phantasmagorian, is there? It's too late now, but... Okay, so Icarid will eat Street Wraith, which will trigger Prized Amalgam. And we'll go to my draw step, Dredge Stinkweed Imp. Alright, Phantasmagorian is here. What does that do? Nothing right now, but it can get my hand empty. Icarid, smash. I guess I can discard this Cabal Therapy and see where that goes, but I don't have a second bridge to pay off. Like, I'm not really netting anything that way except losing the ability to discard. And I can't get the other Prized Amalgam in the bin just yet either. Alright, so I'm gonna just go to my end step. Get my zombie. Wait, were there 2 bridges there? Oh, there were. I think I could have just won. I'm having a hard time keeping track of my graveyard. I am not built for this deck. Yeah, if I had a second bridge there, I could have therapied more than once. Okay, so they're showing and telling. What does that do? I can put in Stinkweed Imp, which actually does trade with Emrakul. Oh, that's not going to matter. Oh, wait, no. Emrakul annihilates, so that doesn't matter. I could win this game at 3 life, though. Oh, not anymore. Alright. Now I know what I'm up against. Gonna have to get a little more aggressive here. So, Ashen Rider, that's literally what this card is for the show and tell matchup. Then I'm not going to bring in Force of Vigor in case they show me Omniscience. I could bring in the Unmask, but Unmasking takes me off 7 cards. Maybe I'm just supposed to use Once Upon a Time to find Ashen Rider as often as possible. Get rid of the powders, and I guess this is not a matchup where Nether Shadow is really going to be able to shine, so maybe I do just want all my Unmasks. Alright, so 3 Unmasks and a Ashen Rider in the deck. Let's try it, I guess. Would you like to play first? No. Alright, I have an unmask. I'll keep. But they know they can go about as fast as they want here. And Veil of Summer will basically always be a blowout because they know the only interaction I have is black cards. So I have to discard Grave Troll at least once. Street Wraith, I think, is my best draw right now. Right, Bridge is not Street Wraith. So normal Mana Dredge with Lion's Eye Diamond and Breakthrough and all of that definitely gets significantly more tools in every matchup because they have like choices to make beyond whether to remember play or draw. Right, Thassa's Oracle's in the graveyard. Icarid's there. Didn't find a Phantasmagorian yet. I found a second. I found two more dredgers, so I could unmask here, but they're holding up green. Yuck. So if I unmask, I guess the goal is to. I guess I have to unmask them. There's not really another play here. I'm gonna get blown out by Veil of Summer. Oh my god. Yep. Okay. So they countered my 2-for-1 with a 2-for-1, and they're a combo deck. Alright, RNGesus needs to come in clutch here. So Icarid can eat Thug, and then I dredge with Imp and hope for the best. Thug is eaten. Dredge with Imp. Alright, Narcomoebas are good. Yes. Yes. I can cast Dread Return, but there are still cards in my deck, so that doesn't really help. I could put in Bridge from Below off Show and Tell. That would show him. It's the Dread Return would put several creatures on top of Nether Shadow, so I could at least trigger Nether Shadow. But like, there's not even a Dredger in there, so I'm gonna have to take another turn off before I do anything. Oh, it's bad. It's so bad. Yeah, I really needed a Phantasmagorian this turn, and did not. Was not forthcoming. Drawn from Dreams. Alright, well, they're digging. So that is a pretty good dig spell. Yeah, I think keeping the pressure on with Icarid is worth more than maybe someday bringing back Nether Shadow. Alright, Street Wraith. Not bad. That gives me a burst of activity if I'm not just dead somehow. Like, they've been able to take their sweet, sweet time to sculpt the full Omniscience, Emrakul, Grizzlebrand, double everything hand. So I don't have high hopes for this game. Well, they're still preordaining. Show me bottom bottom and pass the turn. They top bottomed. That's not good. 8 cards in hand. Fail rate, fail rate, fail rate. Yeah, if I can actually like pop off 2 dredges this turn and end up finding a Phantasmagorian, there's a chance of winning this game. Though I'm pretty sure I just can't like beat Grizzlebrand anyway. Because even if they, I guess they only get to draw once with Grizzlebrand at this point. This Brainstorm's pretty interesting. Like either they're trying to play perfectly around everything, or they just don't have anything. Oh wow. Wow, 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 wow. Was not expecting that to happen. I'm going to cycle now to make sure that my Nether Shadow and everything has the best chance. I guess I'm supposed to main phase that in case I hit Prized Amalgam, because now it comes back in my end step. Interesting. Alright. So Nether Shadow come back. Yes. Prized Amalgam triggers again. Icarid come back, yes. Exile Street Wraith. Alright, and I did find Phantasmagorian. Do I have a Dredger? So I need to Phantasmagorian before my draw step. I could have had more. This deck is so hard, actually. Like, honestly, like, I've been talking about, like, lack of agency a lot, but it's also just really hard. I was also holding the control button to maintain priority there, and it just didn't work, so fuck me. Alright, that's a lot of bridges in the graveyard right now. So I can therapy. Do I just attack first? Yeah, probably. It's like Ice Fang Coatl could punish this pretty hard. I did not play around Ice Fang Coatl. I'm not going to lie. I still get 3 zombies off of that. Okay, does this die at the end of the turn? No, it's just a 1/1 haste. Icarid dies at the end of the turn, so I'm going to therapy with Icarid. I'm going to name Force of Will if this resolves, but I suspect they're going to Veil of Summer it. Wait, do I name Force of Will? Yeah, because I have another therapy. Alright, yeah, this is going to get countered or brainstormed or something. Yeah, Veiled. Okay, fine. Deal. Alright, so that's countered. And then I can still Dread Return. Probably still want to. Oh, I can also therapy myself, but I have Phantasmagorian, which does more. So I probably just want to Dread Return Grave Troll. As a large creature here. Alright, I can always yield from bridge. Okay, so very important stuff. Like, I am learning this deck. Please be gentle in the comments. But I could have had lethal this turn if I, main phased my my Street Wraith on their turn, so Amalgam would have been able to attack on my turn. And if I noticed that I hit Phantasmagorian, I could have had extra Icarids in the graveyard to attack, and they're at 4. I could have had up to 9 power in play. Like, they could have just been dead. But now they do need to string together. Okay, wow. They just hit their fail rate. They saw, like, most of their deck that game and couldn't bring it together. But I could have definitely sequenced better. Hopefully we're all here to learn. If you expect perfect play from me playing a deck this weird, you're in the wrong place. But I've at least identified where I could be doing better. So I gotta slow down, remember that their main phase and their end step are both places that important activity could be taken, even if I don't have Street Wraith. Well, their main phase is important if I have Street Wraith, and their end step's important if I have Phantasmagorian. And especially the interaction between the two, where if I dredge into a Phantasmagorian with a Street Wraith, then I really need to be paying attention. Alright, I don't think I have another sideboard plan here. Oh, maybe I should just cut the unmasks. Or too late. It looks like it's already taken it. But yeah, if they have all those Veils in the deck, I probably should just not even play unmask. Alright, so they're deciding if they want to play first. Are they on the level? They chose to play first. Okay. It seems like nobody respects the Manaless Dredge anymore, or knows how to play it. These kids these days. Including myself that one time, but that was an accident. But we've had two opponents now both make the wrong choice. So I have the Gorian and Street Wraith, so this is about as good as a start can get. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think I just hold priority and discard my whole hand, except for Street Wraith. They top bottomed that. Okay, so in the end step. Does end step matter? Yeah, okay, so I want to do it in the end step so I can cycle in the end step also, and that turns on all my upkeep stuff. 1, 2, 3. Activate again in response. 1, 2, 3. And then Phantasmagorian, come back. Phantasmagorian's back, so cycle Street Wraith. Dredging Stinkweed Imp. Oh no. What did they hit? Stinkweed Imp? Okay, I still have Thug. That hurts. Oh, I guess I was supposed to main phase this too in case I dredge. Yeah, okay. I talked about how important their main phase is, and I still ended up doing this in the end step. Because if I hit Narcomoeba and the other thing, Amalgam, right now, then I don't get my Amalgam. Ouch. Well, that's going to be the game, kids, because now I didn't hit a Dredger. There's nothing I can do with my graveyard, and there's only 3 cards in my hand. So they get 5 Time Walks right now, and they're a combo deck. So yeah, I needed those Dredgers to hit. That Surgical was clutch. Like, maybe I'm not supposed to dump my whole hand with Phantasmagorian, but at the same time, like, that was my chance to move, and all of my cards are better in my graveyard. Because if I don't take that chance with Phantasmagorian, then I don't get it again. Yeah, I think I just got punished by A, having 2 Stinkweed Imps, and B, not hitting a Dredger off of Golgari Thug. Like, we drew Grave Troll immediately for the turn. Like, if that was just one of these 4 cards instead. Or like Narcomoeba could have got the party going with Cabal Therapy and 2 zombies, slowed them down a bit. Like, yeah, right now they can just take their sweet time doing whatever they want. All right. Maybe they'll just completely whiff again. Okay. I'm not going to cast that into Veil of Summer. I just won't do it. Because they've made it clear they don't have the combo, or else they would have done it. But if they don't have the combo, then they probably just have a bunch of Graveyard Hate instead. Like, they could Cunning Wish for Ravenous Trap, probably, just whenever they want. Alright, so I will discard Phantasmagorian again. Really wish I found a Street Wraith during this adventure, but I didn't. Alright, so here we are. I think I'm going to take it slow this time and just leave something in the tank. So discard Grave Troll. There's already a Spy. I don't need that. Prized Amalgam. And like if I discard Grave Troll, I lose to another. Right, and I'll discard Thug. Like I don't want to just lose all my dredgers to another surgical. Oh, they're just going to clean up. Yes, please come back. Discarding 3 creatures there, important for Nether Shadow. Cabal Therapy, hello. 1-2 bridges. Yeah, so I can therapy them, and they're gonna... Yeah, they're gonna veil it. But I guess, like, doesn't hurt. I don't want to attack because I don't want to lose my bridges to Ice Fang Coatl. I don't even know if that's a card they're going to have, but I would rather start to go wide here. I'll be very surprised if this resolves. Are they going to hardcast Force of Will? Oh, no. Okay, obviously. Okay, so I can therapy myself, or I can just pass the turn and let my prized amalgams come in. And I think I'm going to do that. Oh, only one of these? Okay. The second one sees the first one, so it'll be back in their end step, but only one of them was in play when my, or was in the graveyard when Nether Shadow showed up. Ah, dick. Okay, so if I show Balustrade Spy, I just lose. Like, I mill myself and then can't do anything. So I guess putting in Grave Troll is probably my best line. That's just my biggest creature. Yeah, it's not going to matter, though, if they have Emrakul. So Intuition can get 3 Emrakuls. Yeah, Veil of Summer just lines up so well. Like, I had the chance to, like, double Therapy plus unmask them last turn, but it just didn't matter because they have Veil in their deck. That also means that their fail rate's higher. Like, I think if they were just blue-red Sneak and Show, they would have done much worse last turn. Okay, so this is you draw 5. So draw 5 versus 7-7 draw 14 versus GG. I'm going to give them the draw 5. What is happening? Choose a card. The chosen card will be put into their hand. Okay, there we go. It didn't want to accept the front half of the card, or it didn't take the back half of the card, but I had to choose the front half of the card manually. That's stupid. Okay, so they drew 5. Let's see if they hit. I did what I could here. The old Echoing Truth, your Dredge, your 9/9. I'll take it. It's weird they led on that and not Brainstorm. I'm sure it doesn't matter, but it is weird. Seems kind of arbitrary and irrelevant. They shuffled the Ponder. They bottom the Preordain. Uh-oh, yeah, Drawn from Dreams. They should be able to figure it out here. They'll dig through time. Oh, okay, the second Seagate Restoration's pretty serious. Alright, they have most of their deck in their hand right now. If they don't have the creature, the Emrakul or the Grizzlebrand immediately, they should certainly have the cantrips to find it. They should easily find their entire deck this turn if they want it. So I guess I have to give them the chance to fail. Alright, Grafdigger's Cage, just showing off now. So we're 3 for 3 on playing against... Or no, we played 2 combo decks and 1 fair deck with Bajuka Bog in the main. Because people don't really queue up with miracles. Alright, okay. Alright. You got me. I'm done. You can stop. He's already dead. Alright, I am on the draw. Not by choice. My opponent won the die roll. And I have this hand. It has Phantasmagorian in it. So this deck is pretty cool that I can once upon a time whenever I feel like it. Like I don't have to do it basically at all. Until I cast Ball Therapy or Dread Return, once upon a time is just permanently online. You need 3 creatures? Yeah, okay. So I'm probably not going to get there on this. I guess I could once upon a time in the end step. And then discard 6 cards to Phantasmagorian. And that'll get back the Nether Shadow. The tricky part is that Once Upon a Time is one of the few spells in the deck that actually goes on the stack. So if they counter it, then I'm off my 7-card hand, but I have the Phantasmagorian, so that shouldn't be as bad as normal. Well, in case so they won the die roll, and I didn't have Serum Vision, so they had no idea what I was doing. But now there's no doubt. There's only one deck that does what I just did. They chose to shuffle with Ponder. I hope they're shaking in their boots, but they might also just be like going off. I don't know. Shit, I did the thing again where I'm supposed to do this in their main phase. So if I find Street Wraith now, I won't get my prized amalgams back if I dredge one. Alright, so Grave Troll. I'll take that. And then I'm going to hold priority. And Phantasmagorian twice. Put Nether Shadow on the bottom. Alright, there it is. If they have main deck Graveyard Hate, I lose. But this is the plan that I've been given. Like, I could have discarded Serum Visions and sandbagged one of my like actual things that matter in the graveyard, but I don't know how many more chances I'm going to get to put them in the graveyard. So I have a Therapy. Did not hit a bridge. All right, let's look at this. So Therapy is here. I could just pop that off. Then I lose my Nether Shadow. And I'm not super close to getting it back. Though I could set up like a 2-turn line where I Therapy them now. I'll probably just name Doomsday. And then dredge again next turn, and hopefully I'll get 2 or 3 Nether Shadows later in the game. All right, yeah, I wish there was a bridge here, but I'm gonna do what I can. I'm gonna name Doomsday. Just trying to think of what decks would have this opening line that they had. Oh, Jesus, not even close. So I'm gonna. Oh, I don't have any bridges, so I'm not gonna lose my bridges to Doomsday. Or to oh, they've Cling to Dust, not only in their deck, but in their hand. Okay, so this is some sort of mid-range Uro pile. Uro can nuke bridges, Cling to Dust. Dust can hit whatever it needs to. Jeez. Tough crowd. Though, other than the Cling to Dust, this hand actually isn't very good. Like, the Uro's a long way away from coming into play, and I don't have any bridges to nuke. So they can decide if they want to even Cling something now. I don't think there's a good candidate. Like, my graveyard's pretty redundant. Alright, they agreed. Not a good candidate for exiling yet. There's the Trop. So they'll probably Uro, put the Swamp into play, and hold up Cling to Dust. Yeah, that takes away the nuking bridges option, but it does keep this game moving forward, like forward momentum in their favor. Uro is bad news for this deck. Alright, so Stinkweed Imp gets dredged. Okay, so I hit another Phantasmagorian. So my Nether Shadows, 1, 2, 3, all of them will come back next turn with Icarid. Okay, and I can discard if I need to, but none of that's happening right now. Still no bridge from Belows. I guess the Cling to Dust can nab something here. It's going to hit Icarid. Okay, and that 1, 2, that does take the third creature off the top of my Nether Shadow, or my top Nether Shadow, but I'm going to discard my second Phantasmagorian and my 2 Dredgers this turn. And when they exile a creature, they gain 3 life instead of drawing a card, which I'm much more worried about. Alright, still luckily no bridges to nuke here. Somehow. So now they've set up a Brainstorm with a fetch land. Always good. I don't need to main phase Phantasmagorian here because it doesn't matter. There's no way to get a dredge happening right now where the end step would matter. Alright, squad. Rise from your graves. What are you brainstorming for right now? There's no way there's a Ravenous Trap in this main deck. I'm not having it. I guess there could be a crop rotation for Bajuka Bog, but we don't talk about that. Yes, and I would like to mill several bridges right now, please. That's the goal. So dredge my Grave Troll. Still not a bridge. Not a bridge to be seen. There is Dread Return and Balustrade Spy, though. So I think I can win. So bring this back. And then... Okay, so I Cabal Therapy them, naming Force of Will, and then I Dread Return my Spy and I win? Is this how this works? Alright, Force of Will. Alright, we did it. Force of Will's out of the hand. Their hand is 2 Assassin's Trophies and a Baleful Strix. And now they are dead. Oh, Balustrade Spy. Mill myself. Trigger my Narcos. Oops, all spells. Look at the cards. Okay. Any order's fine. 3 Narcomoebas come back. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Now let's dread return that Thassa's Oracle. This costs 4 mana and 5 cards in the graveyard, so they can't do that right now. So Oracle is here. Dread return is here. Any order. Many zombos coming. Alright, we got to oops somebody. Alright, we did it. Finally defeated a fair blue deck. Just needed to get the pairing. Okay, so this deck, if they have Graveyard Hate, it's probably going to be Soul Guide Lantern or Nile Spellbomb because they care about their own graveyard. Guess they could have Leylines. Any of the above are hit by Force of Vigor. So this is going to be my plan. Once Upon a Time was like reasonable that game, I guess. It's the first time it's really come up at all. Yeah, I'm going to cut the Serum Powders and submit this Force of Vigor deck. Oh, my opponent chose not to play first. We finally got someone on the level. I'll keep my hand. I have a Grave Troll here. What are you going to do? So I get one draw step, and I hope it's Phantasmagorian or Street Wraith. Ooh, there is a little bit of tension here. I guess not really. I was about to say because Grave Troll's my only green card. If I want to draw Force of Vigor in the future, maybe I need to hold on to my green card. But, oh, hello. Hit it. But with Dredge, I can just get the green card back into my hand. That's how Dredge works. So that matters less than I thought. It would only matter in the case of like Rest in Peace or a turn 0 Leyline. But if I have turn 0 Leyland, then I'm just discarding Narcomoeba and not my payoff for later anyway. Let's hope they just pop the Cling to Dust right now. Just fire it in. That's what Street Wraith is for. They would need like Surgical and Cling to Dust to break me up here. So this is really enticing. If they do have the Cling, and the only thing they have to play around is Street Wraith. But I have it. Blow out, blow out, blow out. Nihil Spellbomb. Shit. Alright, that one they can play around forever. Yeah, so I'm just going to slow dredge here. Got to get them to a point where it's another Shadow, Bridge, Balustrade Spy, and Therapy. Yeah, I think now is when I discard Stinkweed Imp instead of Grave Troll, because I want to present my second best threat and make them answer that before they just get everything. Yeah, a little bit of hate goes a long way against this deck. Turns out when you can't cast any spells, when your opponent does potent shit against you, it's going to be good. Ooh, red mana. Oh, we did see that with Grove the Burnwillows in game 1. Let's see what they're doing with it. Dak Faden, okay. Please target me. Oh, they didn't target me. So I wonder if I do just like end step this Street Wraith now. Or main phase the Street Wraith now. Try to pressure the Nile Spellbomb when they don't have black up, at least deny the cantrip. Like, if I do this now, I have a better chance of turning on Nether Shadow. And they can't cling to dust in response right now. Meld of Force of Vigor. And a whole lot of nothing else. Bummer. Made my move. Wasn't good enough. Yeah, I think if I hit an Amalgam there. Though, Nether Shadow is on, right? I would hope. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's exactly on. So if they want to give me Nether Shadow, that is gonna come up right now. Right, Shadow's in. So I can therapy them. Yeah, so there's one bridge. If I therapy them, I get therapy, but I lose bridge. And there's not 2 bridges. I think attacking their face is going to be more important than DAC. And I guess I want to therapy now because I should try to upgrade my zombie, get my therapy off, because I'm going to go to discard anyway. If I just don't do anything, then they can hit me on their turn and I'm totally set back. I would target myself with this therapy if they didn't have the spell bomb in play. All right, so what am I worried about? Is it cling to dust? Like, naming Uro protects my bridge, but like then also just puts Uro in the graveyard. And Force of Will is a card that I'm eventually going to have to beat. Though Cling gives them the most control over the game. Oh, Pernicious Deed, huh? And Snapcaster Mage. Okay. Alright, I'm going to discard my second best creature again. Oh, I should have discarded Amalgam, actually. Because is Nether Shadow coming back? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, one of my shadows was coming back. That could have triggered Amalgam, made them respect the line. Okay. Oh, there's a lot to keep track of here. Pernicious Deed. Serious magic card, though. That will keep any number of zombies under control for a turn. Snapcaster can jump in and trade with a zombie and nuke my bridges. Uro's going to hit my bridges right now, so that basically doesn't even matter. I only have 1. Oh, wow, Jace. Interesting. Yeah, I guess taking a turn to pull ahead on cards is fine when you're still sitting on Spellbomb. Yeah, so they can brainstorm with Jace, plus with Dak, have a perfect hand, and it still doesn't matter. So they did leave me with this Zombo in play. See what I can do with that. And I can kill Jace if they don't bomb me. That's a big deal. Because this Nether Shadow has haste. I can attack for 3. That's at least something. Yeah, this game is not looking good, though. They have to mess up here. This game is no longer in my hands. Yeah, the Icarid also. I think they're pretty incentivized to bomb here with this many creatures coming back. Especially Icarid, which will turn into a zombie in the end step anyway. Yeah, okay. I thought so. Okay, those are gone. Back to work. Street Wraith off the top. Oh, great, Narcomoeba. Yeah, so there are the cards that you love to draw and the cards you really, really don't love to draw. Yeah, Phantasmagorian would have been pretty solid there. Like, attacking the Jace doesn't feel good. Attacking the Dak feels worse. Attacking their face doesn't matter. They're at 17. And with Uro in hand, like, I'm not gonna race them on damage. Yeah, it is just disgusting how much, like, one Nihil Spellbomb completely changed who is in charge of this game. I think even without the Jace or without the Dak, they would still be in charge of this game because of that Spellbomb. Though I'm pretty sure I could have got them to pop it a turn earlier if I discarded Amalgam instead of Stinkweed Imp that one turn. It's tough to jump straight into these sideboard games where you have to consider all the little edges when I'm not even totally confident in the big edges. So are they going to Deed to make sure they never lose, or are they going to Uro to push ahead right now? All right, there's Uro. I guess they can... Oh, they didn't have another land to go with it. So the Deed can clear up zombies at any time. They probably have Cling to Dust by this point. I'd be a fool to believe otherwise. Thug, Shadow, oh, I found a Phantasmagorian. I like that. So I'm going to attack Jace. And if they want to trade Snapcaster, they're not going to get anything out of it. Ah, shit. That's a good one. So that's gone. And then I'm going to discard Grave Troll. And then we'll see if I can make something happen with this Phantasmagorian. Because that's my last ditch here. And they actually can Cling to Dust twice. Like, they can Cling and then also escape Cling. They have plenty of cards in their graveyard and 5 mana. 2 Narcomoebas in my hand. None in exile yet. So those are all still... The other 2 are still in live. Though I suspect there's a good chance that I dump to my Phantasmagorian and then get blown out by Cling to Dust, and then I'm dead. I think that's how this turn's gonna go. They can... oh, yeah, there's Fire. So they can set up a Punishing Fire, their own Snapcaster, if they think they even need that. Did they activate Jace yet? Nope, they almost forgot. Almost got him. Okay, so in the end step, I want to get Phantasmagorian. Holding priority. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's my Gorians. This will turn on the 2 Amalgams. So Nether Shadow's ready to come out. So if they Cling to Dust Nether Shadow, then I have to hit a Narcomoeba off my Dredge. Oh, the tension is high. Just let this resolve. Stop doing stuff. They've only activated Jace and Dak. Let's see, it comes in on 3, so 4, and then I think 3 activations of this. So they've only had like 7 or 8 Planeswalker activations plus multiple Uros. What do you think the chances are they have anything in hand? Ooh, yes, I would. I would quite like to do that. Okay, so draw step, Dredge's Grave Troll. Come on, pay me off here. Did I hit a second bridge? I did. Okay, so they can snap lightning bolt their snapcaster if they have another. Oh, they don't need another red source. No, that doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm gonna therapy as soon as I get priority to do so, and I'm gonna name Snapcaster Mage with it if they don't respond first. They're clinging what? Clinging Cabal Therapy. Okay, that was a good choice. I don't have another one, do I? Nope. Okay, so Red Return is here. No way to sacrifice. I could attack Jace with Nether Shadow, and if they either lose Jace or they could Snapcaster block, but I still get to Dread Return there if I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna attack Jace. They want to leave this juicy little Jace just hanging in play. I'm gonna come at him. There's not a spy in my graveyard, but there's one unknown card in my hand. Are they going for the Snapcaster? Or do they just have, like, Punishing Fire? Alright, they're going for the Snapcaster, it looks like. So Snapcaster at least didn't get to snap anything back. But it is going to hit my bridges. I get to make 2 zombies, though. So I am on to Dread Return. But Jace can bounce whatever. Okay, so I have to make sure to stack these right. Into your graveyard, make a 2/2. Into your graveyard, make a 2/2. Exile, exile. So stack the exiles first, so they resolve last. That's how you do that. Yeah, this Dak faded and ready to emblem, and this Jace ready to bounce means that going for a giant grave troll doesn't even do anything here. I don't have faith in this game being winnable at this point. My amalgams are coming back, though. They have Cling to Dust available now. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If they have a land drop, they can Cling to Dust twice without doing anything. Yeah, so double Cling is available here. Is the win condition the clock at this point? Is that really how this game is to be won? So I am not going to block Uro at all. I want as many resources as I can to pressure these planeswalkers or force them to deed or something. Right, so P-Fire's back. Let's see if they just dump it to Dak or if they're actually planning on casting it. Alright, yeah, that was just an extra card with Dak. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So they could play Pernicious Deed here and pop it for 3. That takes Uro with it. Okay. Planeswalkers don't get hit by Deed. It specifically says destroy each artifact, creature, or enchantment. So that one does not work the way we would like. I'm going to Dredge Grave Troll. Did I hit a bridge? Did I hit a therapy and a spy? I did hit a therapy. I did not hit a spy. So now if they Pernicious Deed, I get some zombies. So can Cling exile that? Yeah. Alright, Cling can exile bridge. Oh, they're just popping this right now? Deal. Okay, so make a zombie, make a zombie, make a zombie, exile. The cards can go in the graveyard in any order. Triggers have to go this way. So I only have one bridge left in my deck. Red return. So I can Cabal Therapy them now, but I don't think that's helpful. Yeah, because I can't get everything I need to. Alright, so maybe I'll just leave these zombies in play. Let them control them with Punishing Fire. Though I don't think I can ever win because unless they mess up, because this Cling to Dust sitting in the graveyard is just so potent. Like eventually I'll mill my Thassa's Oracle and they just nip it, and then my combo kill's gone. I do have one bridge left, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, they're all gone. All right, I'm out of bridges. So I'm not really playing to anything except a cheesy little Thassa's Oracle. Just naturally dredge my deck to the point where Oracle's lethal and then sneak it through. I think that is the only way I can win this game. So I can bring back Amalgams a lot, and their clock's actually getting really low too. And we have a game 3 coming. Not that that helps in like actual strategic Magic the Gathering, but on Magic Online, as far as salvaging my play points, that does matter. So look at, we have the exact same number of cards in our deck right now. We both have 19 cards in our deck, which is insane considering I'm a dredge deck and they're a blue deck. They've gotten there just by drawing cards. I've gotten there by throwing my cards into the graveyard. That's bonkers. All right, so Nether Shadow does have enough creatures on top of it to come back. So there's actually a chance right now that if I mill Oracle, I can win. Because they're tapped out of black mana. If I can Therapy... Yeah, maybe I have to... Yeah, I want to activate Phantasmagorian from my graveyard before my draw step, because getting Grave Troll into the graveyard could be the difference. Like, I can mill 5 right now, but I'd really like to mill more than that. So let's get these shadows back into play, and then I'll put Grave Troll in the bin. Yes, yes. Phantasmagorian. Discard those 3. Draw step. I guess I'm not going to have the correct number of cards in my graveyard, even if I mill the Oracle now. So that doesn't actually matter. So I could Therapy, I could Dread Return something. I could just make a big Grave Troll. I could get the Thassa's Oracle and just scare them. Though it's not really that scary. Alright, so I'm going to sacrifice one of my shadows. They discarded a Force of Will to hand size, which makes me think they're covered. Alright, so they're forcing that. That's fair. Yeah, the Jace is a huge problem. Can't get back just a normal creature. And my Narcomoebas and my bridges are all used up. So, let's see. I did mill Spy. Let's check this out. So, Cabal Therapy, 1, 2, 3, 4. All my therapies are gone. So if I Dread Return and hit Spy, then there's 1 Narcomoeba left in the deck, and I'd have 2 creatures in play, and there's no bridges. So I guess I just have to pass the turn. Yeah, they have thoroughly ground me out of stuff for now. See if the amalgams can change the math, but they're untapping into the cling to dust, so it's about over here. Also, if they just proactively cling to dust the Thassa's Oracle, that ends the game. Oh, they also have Scavenging Ooze. That's another reason to play it out. Just figure out all the tools they have. So we've seen Ooze and Nile Spellbomb and Cling to Dust. So do I bring in Contagions or Scavenging Ooze, or do I hope that they don't have it right away or that I can overpower it? Yeah, I'm playing a Seymour and Eat Up Clock right now. Like they're a very slow deck. I don't think they could win a game 3 in 5 minutes, even if everything went perfectly. They might end up decking themselves too. They're just so savagely drawing cards here. I really didn't expect a game to go into this little time with Manaless Dredge. Guess I should turn off my auto yields. If they try to eat Phantasmagorian, I can bring it back. Ooh. Wow, they just let me have that. Don't they know about Scavenging Ooze? Okay, so if I activate this Phantasmagorian, then one of these Nether Shadows would come back. Yeah, my hand's not doing anything anyway. Get back. Oh, I got them both. How did that? Oh, because I was only looking at the top one, so naturally I would get the bottom one if I get the top one. Yeah, that makes sense. Dredge Grave Troll. I should probably stop dredging. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I am dead if I try to attack with everything. So I could Dread Return, but they did only leave up 1 green mana. But there's still 7 cards in my deck, so I'm not even there. Maybe I'll just kill Jace. Attack Jace. Come on now. Attack Jace, attack Jace, attack Jace, attack Jace. So they'll need 2 removal spells to save Jace here. Then I have these blockers that can waste a bunch of time. Yeah, that blocks a freebie. They're not trading off their Strix because they don't need to. Like, Jace is going to die anyway, and my creatures mostly don't matter. So they get to exile something in the end step. We got rid of Narcomoeba. Alright, Brazen Borrower flashed in. So now we've also seen Brazen Borrower. So that affects like an early Dread return. Like if I go for like a big Grave Troll on turn 2 next game, Brazen Borrower I have to consider over Jace. Alright, so they DAC emblemed. Now they're stealing my stuff. They can steal another thing. Alright, yeah, that DAC had been around for a very long time, ready to emblem. They're pivoting into damage now that they have 3 minutes left on their clock. They should have probably tried to win this game a long time ago. But they dirtled instead. And Yeah, so I'll block Uro and Scavenging Ooze with my creatures here. Alright, and I got Icarids going nuts, but they have 4 green mana available, so yeah, my graveyard's not going to do anything important. Choose which thing. Alright, so I'm going to Dredge Grave Troll. There's Narcomoeba. Come back. There's 1 card left in my deck now. Unfortunately, they have multiple ways to make it irrelevant. Oh, they're doing it anyway. Okay. What are they spending their green on? They hit my prized amalgams. Guess I'll just go for it. Oh, the Thassa's Oracle's already gone. Never mind. I'm not going for anything. Just gonna pass the turn. Yeah, there's no way they can win this match based on the time that's left on the clock. Well, I'm gonna lose this game. I honestly actually lost this game to their turn 2 Nile Spellbomb. So I guess that's not fair. They did have to follow it up with a Planeswalker and keep the gas going. There was like a couple dredges where like if I hit bridge I could pull ahead, but I didn't. But right now they've seen their entire deck already over the course of this game. Yeah, so Scavenging Ooze, Nile Spellbomb, and Brazen Borrower matters, Pernicious Deed, Toxic Deluge. Those are the cards that would matter. Oh, okay, Plague Engineer. Look at this. We played this game to the wire, and that ended up mattering. Like, right down to the very end, you saw Plague Engineer. I don't think I can play around that anyway. Yeah, so I can bring in Contagion over the Force of Vigors. So I think that Force of Vigor lets me win a quick game more than Contagion lets me grind through a long game. Yeah, I think that's a reasonable thought. Yeah, I'm going to submit the same deck. Though an Uro deck cannot win in 1 minute. You can't even get Uro into play in 1 minute. No, I would not like to play first. And I will keep my hand. It's got a Street Wraith and a Dredger. Alright, yeah, they just backed it up. They know they can't win in this much time. Alright. Grindy. We managed to grind out a win, kind of. Count it on the board. Final round. Alright, my opponent won the die roll, so we're on the draw secretly. And I have Phantasmagorian Street Wraith and Golgari Thug. That's like the nutters. I'm not going to cast this Once Upon a Time until something is in my graveyard, because getting this countered is a serious non-starter. Alright, Wasteland Aether Vial. Could be Death and Taxes, or Goblins, or I guess it could be like Merfolk or Spirits or some random shit. But let's hope that's... Well, this deck has a hard time beating Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, just by herself, so it barely matters what they're doing. But if they are a Thalia deck, and they don't have Thalia right now, I can make a pretty aggressive push on turn 2. Oh, Ziggy Zaggy. Oh, they're Humies. Oh, this is still a Thalia deck, though. The Charming Prince. Okay. That doesn't do anything I care about. It's probably just going to scry 2. Nice. Okay, so in their main phase, I'm going to Once Upon a Time, and then I'm going to Phantasmagorian, discarding 6 cards, and I'm going to Street Wraith. Like, I'm holding Prized Amalgam, so I know there's pretty good odds of hitting something that matters here. Right, cast without paying its mana cost. Second Amalgam is my choice, and then holding priority. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I guess I can cycle Street Wraith in between activations and discard the Grave Troll twice. That's pretty sick. Weird that hasn't come up yet. Alright, what did we hit? 2 Icarids, Cabal Therapy, 1 Bridge, Exile Street Wraith. I hit a second Street Wraith, so these Icarids are just free money. Street Wraith doesn't do anything in the graveyard, except feed Icarid. Alright, so draw. I'm going to dredge Grave Troll again. Hit Narcomoeba. Yes, please come back. Can I go off? Did I hit Dread Return and Spy? That is GG if I did. There's none of either. So I do have 2 bridges. So if I attack and they block, they're definitely going to block 1 to nuke the bridges. So what's the maximum number of zombies I can get into play this turn? So I think I therapy at least once. I think they would have let on Thalia if they had her, so I'm not going to name Thalia. What do you name against humans like this? Meddling Mage? Reflector Mage. Oh, they're just conceding. They don't even want me to see their hand. All right, they packed it up. We finally... Oh, God. Magic Online is confused about this game still happening. Okay. All right, I'll pick a card. I've never seen this happen before. All right, maybe they just can't cast Meddling Mage next game. That would be fine. Okay, so this is definitely a Contagion matchup. They're going to have Containment Priest for sure. They are going to have Thalia, though I can't cast Contagion to kill Thalia. That's not how that works. All right, I will bring in Contagion, and the Once Upon a Times and Serum Visions can go. I don't think I need the Force of Vigors as well. Like, is that important? Because their deck has Ancient Ziggurat in it, and Cavern of Souls, and Wasteland, and Thalia. So casting something like Rest in Peace would actually be pretty hard to do. Though I don't want to be ice cold if they're a Leyline deck. So, like, cutting the Once Upon a Time I don't feel super bad about. Though this is a matchup where going fast probably matters a lot. Okay, I'll make them show me a Artifact or Enchantment Graveyard Hate card. I'm prepared to just concede to a turn 0 Leyline, but I'm going to present this deck as it currently stands. They did not play first. Smart. So I have Contagion and Once Upon a Time. I'll keep. Right, so it is my turn. I'm not doing anything, so I'm just going to pass. I don't think there's a reason to Once Upon a Time now, though I will do it on my turn before I go to discard. If this doesn't cast Aether Vial, that's good news. Noble Hierarch is a magic card that exists. So if I find Street Wraith or Phantasmagorian off of this Once Upon a Time, I get to do more potent stuff. I found neither of those. So Icarid or Stinkweed Imp. So Icarid is better if I dredge a Phantasmagorian. Stinkweed Imp is better if I miss on my dredge and I don't hit another dredger. I think I want Stinkweed Imp. Or maybe since I'm planning on casting Contagion, I should have planned for the Icarid world. That's tough stuff. Oh, Thalia here is gonna ruin my life regardless, so let's hope they just have Containment Priest. Fuck! So now I have to decide if killing Noble Hierarch is something worth doing. And I don't think that it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to dredge and overpower them with zombies. Alright, so is there a Phantasmagoria? No, there's a Dread Return that's uncastable. Another Shadow that I can get another creature on top of. There is a Grave Troll in the graveyard already, so I could discard one of these other things. Like I could discard Bridge, and then they can't really attack, but then I don't get my Nether Shadow back. Actually, I think I do want to discard Bridge. Fuck another Shadow. Bridge from Below is the card that's going to win me this game. If they can nuke my graveyard right now, it is what it is. So if they attack with Thalia, I just block and get 2 zombies. Alright, there's those. Those are bigger than your creatures, except for Thalia. Thalia. Okay, that blows up my bridges. They should have just done that pre-combat. Yeah, and unfortunately there's not a window where like this Thalia is dead, but this one's not in play yet, where I can cast Contagion. Yes, please come back. Grave Troll. Alright, now we got Amalgams going nuts. Phantasmagorian's been found. Still got treasures. Okay. So there's game to play here. They're going to need an actual graveyard hate card to overcome these 3/3s. If they attack, I can block with Nether Shadow, which gives me a creature that will come back because Phantasmagorian can pile shit on top of it. I was going to concede to Containment Priest there. Containment Priest plus Thalia is a hard lock. Right, just attacking with that same creature again. There is not a group block that kills Thalia here. Oh, especially with Mother of Runes. So I should just assume that Thalia will always be in play. Okay, no reason to main phase this. Not really a reason not to either, but don't need to. So Nether Shadow with Imp and Shell on top of it, and then activate again, get more creatures on top of that. So Dread Return. I don't want to show them the Contagion if I don't have to, because I don't want them to play around it in game 2. Or game 3. Does this one not have 3 creatures on top of it? With 3 or more creature cards above it. 1, 2. Oh, nope, I guess not. Alright, fine. You're right, Magic Online. I thought I did that correctly, but I guess I just didn't have enough creatures to pay it off. So I'll dredge this Grave Troll that's under the Nether Shadow, because that is probably going to matter. Did I hit a bridge? No. So if I attack right now, they can eat a zombie for free, but the other one will connect. Yeah, I guess I should just hold back my zombies for now. I'm gonna have to, like, control this Thalia somehow. And I think my best plan to actually push damage is to like force a Thalia trade in combat, which makes them tap Mother, and then on their turn I get a big clapback. Two bridges still in the deck. Oh, Captain, my Captain. So what are they doing? They're just scrying too. Okay. Yeah, they know that flickering Thalia's Lieutenant doesn't do anything important. Like, most of their creatures still trade with zombies, and that's not what this game is about. Attacking with this 3/3, huh? I guess they want their first striker back on defense. Yeah, I'm just not gonna get in any sort of fight in combat until I'm attacking for lethal. And I can sit on this Phantasmagorian to reload Nether Shadows eventually. Right, there's a bridge. There's some Icarids. Okay, about time. I had a few of those show up. So, what do I got now? I can make some juicy attacks that everything will result in a zombie that they block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they can't kill me on the crackback. And the only creature with first strike in play is theirs. So yeah, let's just try to upgrade this board into zombies and push for damage in the meantime. Okay, so they're going to lose a creature here. They're going to lose Noble Hierarch. All right, yeah. Maybe I pushed that a little hard, but wait. Oh no, it's a 1/2. That's fine. We're good. Yeah. All right, no, I did it correctly. Thought for a second I fucked that up. But no, we pushed for damage successfully. And I can get these Nether Shadows back right away. With the Icarids to hang out with them as well. God, what is this card? I've never even seen this. It's +1/+1 for each experience counter you have. It deals 1 damage to target creature you don't control. When that creature dies this turn, gain an experience counter. Vigilance haste. Okay, so that's just a bunch of nothing. Literally, what the fuck ever. So, vigilance and haste. They can give it protection, but if they do that, they're trying to blow up my bridges right now. So 3, 4, 5. I can take 5. Yeah, I'm not gonna dies this turn. You get an experience. Okay, so they can ping Narcomoeba whenever they want. So I just have to hope that doesn't matter. Okay, and then in their end step, I'm gonna Phantasmagorian. Or none of their creatures are X1s, so they can't ping any of their own shit. That's pretty nice. So reload these trolls. That resets the shadows as well. Bring it all back. Yes. Okay, so there should be some easy feeding here. Yeah, Shambling Shell, whatever. And Golgari Thug. There's another shell. Yeah, whatever. If I hit the other bridge, we can just easily overpower them. And if I don't hit the other bridge, then I can still hit pretty hard. Did I hit the other bridge? Bridge from below. No, there's still only one bridge here. Let me just check my exile, make sure I am still drawing to a bridge. Yes, there is still one more in the deck. So I think I just make that same attack again. Just everything that can attack gets in there. I'm not winning a long game, so right now, while their creatures don't trade well... Okay, so this Noble Hierarch is going to die this time, and it's going to take Bridge from Below's with it. Oh, nope, they rechanged their blocks. They don't want to do that, actually. I guess they can get a trade off a zombie and do the same thing. And this thing can shoot Narcomoeba or Nether Shadow? Yeah, alright. Or no, it would shoot Icarid, obviously. That's the most damage. Mother of Ruins, is she saving herself? Yes, okay. So pinging Icarid, that becomes a zombie. And they get an experience counter. That's fun. Another zombie. Alright, they're at 2. And my bridges are gone. Alright, I mean, we're just ramming in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attackers. 2 of them have flying. There's another bridge in my deck, and there's still 2 Icarids in my graveyard. I don't think they're going to be able to present a lethal threat. Alright, yeah, okay. Well, now they're going to know about Contagion. Guess I might as well Phantasmagorian here. Just make sure my Nether Shadows trigger. And if they're not paying attention, they might miss the Contagion I just discarded. Did they find the Containment Priest right on time? They found Meddling Mage. Alright, I can't cast spells anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attackers. This can ping 1, so it's like 7 blockers. I think we got this. 1, 2. Did I mill an extra Icarid anywhere? Doesn't look like it. Another Shadow's coming back too, though. Yeah, they look pretty dead to me. Yes. And I can feed all manner of thing to the Icarids. I don't need these Phantasmagorians anymore. And there's a second Icarid. Golgari Thug doesn't matter. There's Street Wraith. That's a freebie. All right. It's a draw. There's 21 cards still in my deck, so no fear of dredging. Let's go for the max. Grave Troll. Found the last bridge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blockers, plus this can ping something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They still take lethal. Yeah, they look dead. Alright, skadoosh. Who cares about Thalia? Oh, they named Runaway together with Meddling Mage. That's funny. I respect that. Alright, yep. Attacks are lethal. GG's. Boom. Alright, Manaless Dredge went 2 and 3. After a rough start, I did manage to turn it around. One of them was on the clock. I don't think we would have won that match in real life, but we had a game 3 to play that we didn't get a chance to play. But beat those humans fair and square. Overall, I don't think I would ever choose to play this deck in a tournament. I think that just having access to mana is too important. That's just a fundamental part of Magic the Gathering. especially with Uro in the format now. That just is a natural way for every blue deck to break bridges. Like that's a pretty big deal to me. The combo aspect was pretty cool. I'm glad we got to pop it off at least once. We did have a pretty hostile league too, just multiple faster combo decks, 2 decks with Bajuka Bog in the main. Rough times, but when you play a deck like this, you're signing up for whatever comes your way because you don't get a whole lot of choice about it. But that said, I was figuring out little things throughout the entire league, even up to like the very last turn, where it was like, oh yeah, maybe if I did this in this different order, I would have 1 extra power in play. Like that ended up mattering a lot. So there's a lot going on here, even if it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like you get a lot of decisions, but you get a lot of tiny ones that uh, if you get your reps in, you'll be able to do pretty flawlessly. Like there are good dredge players in the world, and they win consistently with a deck that a lot of people don't win with, and they're doing something. It's not that there's nothing to be done with dredge. So this was fun to try it. It's totally not my style, obviously, but I do think we got good games in. And Tony, thank you for the submission. And if you want me to play your pet deck, everyone reach out. My contact info is in the video description below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.